they were going to put Gurudev's Pranam Mantra and lots of finishing work. And also, because everything was like happening last minute, like when the temple was arriving, and so not so many devotees are able to come. So they've like announced this as an event this Sunday.
Oh, right.
So, I mean, not early enough that devotees like from England and other places can go, but at least in Italy, you know. But I don't know if you've seen pictures of it. Very beautiful.
I'll
show you some
ones from the last few days or anything like that.
Oh, but from last month you saw.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Well, actually, Yumanindra's working on it now this week, so it's still going to be last minute. He came on Monday from Rome to do all the finishing work. So, yeah. Okay, so we're in chapter 13 of Chaitanya Charitamrita, and we've reached these verses which are describing Mahaprabhu's appearance, and these are the verses that we traditionally sing on Gaur Purnima Day in Navadvip. And I don't know if do they sing here those verses usually on Gaur Purnima Day? You sing them also. Probably. I've always been in Navadvip for Gaur Purnima, so I don't know what they do in other places. But I expect everywhere else they do, yeah. So we have this recording of Gurudev chanting these verses, so I was thinking we could sing along with Gurudev, and then we can read the translation afterwards. Okay, so 272. We all have the page? It's in our, it's in the Kirtan guide. Okay, I'm going to start.
जय महाप्रभु आविर्भाव महामहोत्सव की जय मायापुर जोगपीठ की जय आकर बड़ा चैतन्य मठ की जय चैतन्य सारस्वत मठ की जय समवेत वैष्णव मंडली की जय गौर प्रेमानंद चौदह शत सात सखी मास के फल गो चौदह शत सात सखी मास के फल गो पौर्णमासी सन्ध्या काले हरिण शुभ আর পূর্ণমাসী সন্ধ্যা কালে হইলে শুভ সিংহ রাশি সিংহ লগ্ন সিংহ রাশি সিংহ লগ্ন উচ্চ গ্রহগণ হরবর্গ অষ্টবর্গ সর্ব সুলক্ষ হরবর্গ অষ্টবর্গ সর্ব সুলক্ষ অকলঙ্ক গৌরচন্দ্র লীলাধর অকলঙ্ক গৌরচন্দ্র লীলাধর অকলঙ্ক চন্দ্রে আর কোন প্রয়োজন অকলঙ্ক চন্দ্রে আর কোন প্রয়োজন এত জানি চন্দ্রে রাহু করিল গ্রহণ এত জানি চন্দ্রে রাহু করিল গ্রহণ কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ হরি নামে ভাসে ত্রিভুবন কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ হরি নামে ভাসে ত্রিভুবন জয় জয় ধ্বনি হইল সকল ভুবন জয় জয় ধ্বনি হইল সকল ভুবন চমৎকার হইয়া লোক ভাবে মনে মন চমৎকার হইয়া লোক ভাবে মনে মন জগৎ ভরিয়া লোক বলে হরি হরি জগৎ ভরিয়া লোক বলে হরি হরি জগৎ ভরিয়া লোক বলে হরি হরি জগৎ হরি কৌরকৃষ্ণ তুমি অবধি আর সেইখানে কৌরকৃষ্ণ হরি হরি প্রসন্ন হইল সব জগতের মন, প্রসন্ন হইল সব জগতের মন। হরি বলি হিন্দুকে হাস্য কর এই জগৎ, হরি বলি হিন্দুকে হাস্য কর এই জগৎ। হরি বলি নারীগণ জয় হুলাহুলি, হরি বলি করে সুকর্ণ হইল দশ দিন সুগন্ধ নন্দ, জঙ্গম হইল আনন্দে বিহার, জঙ্গম হইল আনন্দে বিহার, জঙ্গম হইল আনন্দে বিহার, হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল, হরি হরি বল হরি বল হরি হরি বল হরি বল হরি হরি জয় হল হরি বল হরি বল হরি জয় হল হরি বল হরি বল। Hairamani Sukholla. Acharya Rajnivan, Hairamani Sukholla. Jai Snam Hairamana Jale. Anandri Havaman Kare Hari Sangita. Anandri Havaman Kare Hari Sangita. Nanadan Hairamana Vale. Nanadan Hairamana Vale. Ei Mata Bhakta Jati Jaan Ei Dese Siti. Ei Mata Bhakta Jati Jaan Ei Dese Siti. Namaha Paya Mano Vale. Namaha Paya Mano Vale. Nate Kore Anandri Halama. Hare Sangita. Anandri Halama. Nari Nana Drapse Patram Samana Sajjana Nari Nana Drapse Patram Bari Aina Sabho Koloria Aina Sabho Koloria Yano Kata Solan Tuki Shimalo Kero Muki Yano Kata Solan Tuki Shimalo Kero Muki Ashirvad Kari Sukha Paiya. Ashirvad Kari Sukha Paiya. Savitri Saraswati Shakti Ramba Arundhati. Savitri Saraswati Shakti Ramba Arundhati. Ariyata Devana Lila. Ariyata Devana Lila. Patra Bhari Brahmani Raveshwari. Nanadante Patra Bhari Brahmani Raveshwari. Adi Sabe Kari Natarjana. Adi Sabe Kari Natarjana. Antari Shede Bhagavan Chitta Bandhana. Antari Shede Bhagavan Nandavai Chivajana. Sriyukta Pare Bhakti-ko. Sriyukta Pare Bhakti-ko. Nartaka Balaka Bhajnavati Vedana. Nartaka Balaka Bhajnavati Vedana. Habe Ashi Nate Paiya Krishna. Habe Ashi Nate Paiya Krishna. Keva jai, keva nache, keva jai, keva jai, keva nache, keva jai, keva jai, keva nache, keva jai, keva jai, keva nache, keva jai. Amari tena dekaro, amari tena dekaro. Andile Kazuka Sohra Purita Nisha Hoila Yamne Viha Acharya Ratna Srinivasa Jagannath Acharya Srinivasa Jagannath Vishakha Ashitare Kare Sabola Ashitare Kare Samadhan Oraila Jato Karma Jayatita Viti Karma Oraila Jato Karma Jayatita Viti Karma Savishta Kare Nanada Savishta Kare Nanada Yotuko Palila Jato Harivat Kilakato Palila Harivat Kilakata Bhavanti Devidasi Devidasi Nagaram Sapagaya God
Chandra Udai Holo. Udai is referring to like arising, like Udilo Aduna, like the sun arising. So we're saying like the appearance of Mahaprabhu is happening. Hoilo, it's happening. The Gaur Chandra Udai Holo, Hari Bolo, Hari Bolo. They always sing this very enthusiastically. So just so you know the words, you can sing along. It's very, very beautiful. Okay, let's read together. Maybe we can go around. We can read some verses. Jai Shri Chaitanya Tar Jai Mahaprabhu Avirbhav Ki Jai. Thus in the year 1407 of the Vishakha era, AD 1486, in the month of Falgun, March-April, on the evening of the full moon, the desired auspicious moment appeared.
According to Jyotirveda or Vedic astronomy, when the figure of the lion appears in both the zodiac and the time of birth, lifetime, this indicates a very high conjunction of planets, an area and the influence of Shatvarga and Ashtavarga, which are all auspicious moments.
And when the spotless moon of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became visible, what would be the need for a moon full of black marks on its body?
Very nice.
Considering this, Rahu, the black planet, covered the full moon, and immediately vibration of Krishna, Krishna, Hari inundated the three worlds.
All people thus chanted the holy names during the lunar eclipse, and their minds were struck with wonder.
When the whole world was thus chanting the holy names, Hari Hari Krishna in the form of Gaura Hari advented himself on the earth.
Prabhu, will you speak more loudly? You have very soft, so the microphone can hear you.
The whole world was pleased. While the Hindus chanted the holy name of the Lord, the non-Hindus, especially the Muslims, jokingly imitated the words.
All the ladies vibrated the holy name and chanted Huli, 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 while in the heavenly planets dancing and music were going on, and the demigods were very curious.
In this atmosphere, all the 10 directions became jubilant, as did the waves of the rivers. Moreover, all beings, moving and non-moving, were overwhelmed with transcendental bliss.
By his causeless mercy, the full moon Gaurahari rose in the district of Nadia, which is compared to Udayagiri, where the sun first becomes visible. His rising in the sky dissipated the darkness of sinful life, and thus the 3 worlds became joyful and chanted the holy name of the Lord.
Very nice. Here, Nadia, Udayagiri. So Nadia, that area of Bengal, is being referred to as Udayagiri, the place where the sun first arises. Because Mahaprabhu, he's being compared to a sun and also a moon here.
At that time, Sri Advaita Acharya in his own house at Shantipur was dancing in a happy mood. Taking Haridas Thakur with him, they danced and loudly chanted the holy name of the Lord. But why they were dancing, no one could understand.
Seeing the lunar...
So just spontaneously they feel this type of joy in their dancing.
Seeing the lunar eclipse and laughing, both Advaita Acharya and Haridas Thakur immediately went to the bank of the Ganges to bathe in that sacred river in great jubilation. Taking advantage of the occasion of the lunar eclipse, Advaita Acharya in his mind offered various kinds of charity to the Brahmanas.
When he saw that the whole world was jubilant, Haridas Thakur, his mind astonished, directly and indirectly expressed himself to Advaita Acharya. Your dancing and distributing charity are very pleasing to me. I can understand that there is some special purpose in these actions.
Acharya Ratna and Srivas Thakur were overwhelmed with joy, and immediately they also went to the bank of the Ganges to bathe there. Their minds full of happiness, they chanted the holy names of Hari, and in their minds also meditated and offered charity.
In this way, all the devotees, wherever they were situated, in every city and every land, danced to perform some kirtan, the congregational chanting of the Lord's names, and in their minds offered all benedictions to others, being overwhelmed with joy.
Many respectful Brahmana gentlemen and ladies carrying plates filled with various gifts came with their presentations. Seeing the newborn child, whose form resembled shining gold, all of them with happiness offered their blessing.
Savitri, Gauri, Ch.Ch, Ramba, Arundhati, and all the celestial ladies also came there, dressed as the wives of Brahmins, and brought with them many varieties of gifts for the child.
All the inhabitants of the heavenly planets, including the Gandharvas, Siddhas, the residents of Charanaloka, offered their prayers, sang and danced, accompanied by the sound of musical instruments and the beating of drums. Also, in the holy town of Navadvip, dancers, musicians, and poets gathered together and began to celebrate the Lord's appearance.
No one could understand who was coming and who was going, who was dancing and who was singing, nor could they understand each other's language. But in effect, all unhappiness and lamentation were immediately dissipated, and people became joyous. Jagannath Mishra, the father of Gaurahari, was completely overwhelmed with happiness.
Chandrasekhar Acharya and Srivas Thakur both came to the house of Jagannath Mishra. They perform the different ceremonies according to religious principles, which are prescribed for the birth of a child. Jagannath Mishra also gave away much wealth in charity.
Whatever riches Jagannath Mishra had collected in the form of gifts and presents, Ch.Ch. And whatever he had in his house, he distributed among the Brahmins, singers, dancers, poets, and the poor. He honored them all by giving them riches and charity.
The wife of Sriyukta, whose name was Malini, accompanied by the wife of Chandrasekhara and other ladies, came there in great happiness to worship the baby with such articles as vermilion, turmeric, scented oil, a kind of puffed rice called koi, bananas, and coconuts.
One day, shortly after Gaura Hari was born, Advaita Acharya's wife, Sita Thakurani, who is worshipable by the whole world, at the request of her husband, went to see the topmost child with all kinds of gifts.
She brought different kinds of presents made from gold, such as bracelets, coins, necklaces, ankle ornaments, conch shell covered with gold, and other kinds of jewelry for the child.
She also brought a locket with a tiger nail set in gold, belts made of silk and lace, silk saris and shawls, as well as silk clothing for the newly born child.
Riding in a palanquin covered with cloth and accompanied by maidservants, Sita Thakurani came to the house of Jagannath Mishra, bringing with her many auspicious articles such as durva grass, rice paddy, turmeric, kumkum, and sandalwood. All these presentations filled a large basket.
When Sita Thakurani, bringing with her many kinds of food, clothes, and other gifts, came to the house of Ch.Ch, the mother of Gaura Hari, Sita Thakurani was astonished to see the newly born child, as she could appreciate that except for a difference in color, the child was directly Lord Krishna of Gokul himself.
Seeing the divine impudence of the child, the well-formed different parts of his golden body, which were covered with auspicious signs, Sita Thakurani was very much pleased, and because of material affection...
Maternal. Important.
She felt as if her heart were melted.
She blessed the newly born child by placing fresh durva grass and paddy on his head, saying, "May you live long." To protect him from ghosts and witches, he gave him the name Nimai, which is derived from the neem of the neem tree. So like the bitter neem that's supposed to repel.
Sita Thakurani gave gifts to the mother and child at the time of his birth, and when the child was brought from the residence where he was born back to the home of Jagannath Mishra. Then Sita Thakurani, being honoured by Mother Sachi Devi and Jagannath Mishra, returned to her home in Shantikpur.
In this way, Sachi Devi and Jagannath Mishra, having obtained a son who was the husband of the goddess of fortune, had all their desires fulfilled. Their house was always filled with riches and grains. As they looked upon the beloved body of the Lord, day after day their happiness increased.
Jagannath Mishra was an ideal Vaishnava at the body of the Lord. He was peaceful, restrained in the enjoyment of his senses, pure and self-controlled. He therefore had no desire to enjoy material opulence. Whatever money that came because of the influence of his divine son, he gave in charity to the Brahmanas and for the worship of Lord Vishnu.
After calculating the astrological chart for the child's Gaura Hari, Nilambar Chakravarti privately said to Jagannath Mishra that he saw all the different auspicious symptoms of a great personality in both the body and horoscope of the child. He revealed that in the future this child would deliver the whole universe.
In this way, the Lord, out of his causeless mercy, made his advent in the house of Ch.Ch. Devi. The Lord Gaura Hari is very merciful to anyone who hears this narration of his birth and gives that person the shelter of his lotus feet.
Anyone who attains a human birth but does not have the opportunity to hear of Gaura Hari is unfortunate. Instead of drinking nectar from the river of devotional service, if one drinks from the poisonous well of mundane happiness, it would have been better not to have lived at all.
Taking on my head as my own wealth the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita, Acharya Advaita Chandra, Sri Swarup Damodar, Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath and all the devotees of Mahaprabhu, I, Krishnadas, sing the glories of the Lord's experience.
Right. And you hear Gurudev's voice, like, and this is 2004, like his last years. He was, not showing himself to be so strong, but like he's giving so much energy.
Yeah, I was wondering which one though, because there's another famous one where, well, it's on video, but that's from the 1980s. You know that one? And you can see...
I don't think I've seen that.
You can see Ram Gopal and Pranashish, a very young version of Ram Gopal and Pranashish in that.
No, I haven't seen that.
He's reading, he's holding the book, he's reading, he's dancing,
I
swaying
haven't
like
seen
this.
that.
Very nice.
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I'll try and find it. It must have been on YouTube. I can't imagine where else I would have seen it.
Yeah,
probably YouTube. I'll look for it.
There is another. I was trying to find that, right? I think I have to dig through some hard drives. There's another recording of Gurudev leading in '96. We used to have that in the book room in Navadvip on the CD. So I was trying to find that, but I couldn't. But
I think this was definitely earlier than that.
Earlier than that.
Yeah.
In the 80s.
Maybe it wasn't while Guru Maharaj was still on the planet, so it could have been late
89.
80s. Yeah. But it may not have been. It might have been. For some reason, I recall it being 86. That's why I said just now 86. But I'll have to check out.
There are some videos from that time. I've seen a few little clips in those early years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a wonderful picture they have on the wall in our Green Street temple. You probably remember. I think it was taken by Jai Krishna. Gurudev like this, and I think it must be the Gaur Purnima Kirtan and all the devotees. He looks so ecstatic and so powerful. Gurudev had that type of power to rouse. There was one incident when Gurudev was just 17, when he just first joined the Mat, and Srila Sridhar Maharaj took him for the, like now Kartik is coming and devotees are going to Vrindavan. So Gurudev joined in like around May of what year, like 47. And then that Kartik, Srila Sridhar Maharaj brought him to Vrindavan personally took him around. And then on one occasion, Srila Sridhar Maharaj sent him to Delhi for some preaching program. And Srila Sridhar Maharaj stayed in Mathura, Vrindavan, wherever they were, and then he sent Gurudev, and Gurudev went with a few brahmacharis, and he was, participated in this some preaching event. And then one morning, Gurudev, with a few of the brahmacharis, he went and started a kirtan on the bank of some river, maybe the Jamuna. I'm not sure if the Jamuna flows there. Anyway, on the bank of some river, just like on the outskirts of Delhi, I believe. And Gurudev, of course, he was not, even though he was new, he grew up in a family of kirtaniyas, right? So he was automatically accepted as the best mridanga player, singer when he joined the Mat, So anyhow, Gurudev started a kirtan, kind of spontaneously, just a few of these brahmacharis. And then there were people around, maybe washing clothes or bathing or just walking by. And slowly, gradually a crowd started to gather and they joined in the kirtan. And then it turned into this huge kirtan, hundreds of people. And Srila Sridhar Maharaj, meanwhile, Srila Sridhar Maharaj decided to come there. And he came without giving them any warning. And so he happened to arrive just at this moment, like watching his new 17-year-old disciple leading this like massive kirtan. And then at that time, Srila Sridhar Maharaj commented, he will be a great acharya in the future, like that. He had that type of power to rouse everyone. Harinam Sankirtan. So
I remember reading this before, like the second verse here, Shimharasi, Shimhalagna.
Yeah, I was thinking of you as an astrologer.
Yeah, it's got some technical astrological terms in there that haven't actually been rendered into English quite accurately. I mentioned it to Chagi Maharaj once, and he said, "Oh yeah, it needs to be sort of retranslated at some stage." But it should say, well, I don't
yeah, please, elaborate.
Arrogant here, but
no, please.
It should. Shimharasi means the moon was in Leo. The Rasi in astrology means the moon sign. And in Brahminical culture in India, everyone knows, Rasi means the moon sign.
Okay.
In context. So Shimha Rasi means the moon. Shimha means Leo, or lion.
Lion,
but
because lion represents...
it's Leo.
Sorry, what did you say?
The sign Leo.
No, you also, before that?
In astrological parlance, terminology.
Yeah.
The sign Shimha is means translated Leo. As the sign Leo.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see here it says the figure of the lion.
Yeah.
So they didn't know anything about astrology.
Well, it says in Vedic astronomy, it's more Vedic astrology.
Yeah.
When the figure of the lion, which means
Leo.
The proper translation would be Leo, appears in both in the zodiac. Well, Leo is always in the zodiac, but it should be when the moon is in Leo, and the lagna, which means the horizon or the rising sign, is also in Leo, and then there's many exalted planets. Ucha means an exalted planet, and Graha is a planet itself. So when the moon is Leo and the ascendant is Leo, and there were lots of exalted planets, and then Shadvarga, the six grouping of charts, and Astavarga, an 8 grouping of charts, they were all in good condition, in perfect condition.
Sulakan. Yeah, Sarva Sulakan.
Yeah. But the main thing is that the moon was in Leo, and the ascendant was in Leo, and there were lots of exalted planets, which if you look at the chart of Mahaprabhu, that's what it is. The moon's in Leo, the ascendant's in Leo, and Mars is exalted.
You've looked at Mahaprabhu's...
Oh, of course, yeah. Of course, yeah. Thakur Bhakti gives the details in, I forget what book, but, yeah. But it's fairly common. I mean, the ascendant is Leo, of course, Shimharasi, Shimhalaga, and the moon is there as well, and of course Ketu is there because it's an eclipse. Rahu is there, the moon and Rahu are together. And then exactly opposite, of course, because a lunar eclipse only occurs on a full moon, right? So exactly opposite is the sun with Ketu. Yeah, anyway, that's that. So that's my little blurb on that one.
Oh, very nice.
But it'd be nice to have it accurately translated at some point.
This book has many mistakes.
Okay.
Many mistakes. That is another one to add to the list. Okay, well, you want to lead us in Hari Haraya Nama Krishna?
60 or something. 60. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Gopala Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana.
Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana.
Hari Hari Gopinath Madana Mohana.
Hari Hari Gopinath Madana Mohana.
Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra.
Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra.
Radha Shiva Sari Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Jai Sapadikara Shri Shri Guru Guranga Radha Giridhari Ju Ki Jai. Jaya Vishnu Pada Paramahansa Parivrajagachari Varyastottara Sata Shri Srimad Lila Bhakti Nirmala Charja Maharaj Ki Jai. Jaya Vishnu Pada Paramahansa Parivrajagachari Varyastottara Sata Shri Srimad Lila Bhakti Sunda Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Shri Guru Dev Ki Jai. Jaya Vishnu Pada Paramahansa Parivrajagachari Varyastottara Sata Shri Srimad Lila Bhakti Rakak Shri Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jaya Vishnu Pada Paramahansa Parivrajagachari Varyastottara Sata Shri Srimad Bhagavan